So it's an exciting day if you're a Scream fan like me. We officially have it confirmed that Stu Macher and Roman Bridger are coming back for Scream 7. So Stu has been a fan favourite for a long time, and a lot of people, myself included, have been wanting him to return. So a lot of people are happy, some aren't, but it's the internet. You're never gonna please everybody. But I feel like there is a lot of positivity around him returning. But when it comes to Roman Bridger, it feels like everybody, myself included, is completely surprised. Of all the Ghostfaces that you could choose to bring back, I did not see him coming back. But that's not to say I'm not happy, because I feel like this is someone who we have so much potential with. It's Sydney's flesh and blood brother. I always just felt like there's more story to tell there with Roman. So as for how they survived all this time, look, I feel like when it comes to Ghostface, there's always that suspension of belief where he's almost superhuman or she's almost superhuman. I'm sure the writers can figure out some way to make it somewhat credible, but they could have survived. I heard a fan theory, I can't remember who came up with it, about how Stu was from a wealthy background, and obviously Roman, being in Hollywood as a director, would have quite a lot of money as well, so they could have paid off someone, the paramedics, to announce that they were dead. Not my theory, but it's one that has stuck with me. And as for whether or not they're going to be a hallucination or a flashback, I really hope they're not going in that direction. If after all these years of waiting we finally have some of the OG Ghostface back, only to find out they're going to be just a flashback like Billy was, I'd be disappointed. Look, that's not to say that I didn't like 5 and 6, but I just felt there was so much more potential there. And I feel like when it comes to Billy, that could be a surprise that they're not going to announce, because I feel like on one hand, I get why they're announcing Stu and Roman, because they want as much good PR as they can get at the moment. So it's like, even though that might have been traditionally something that they had planned to do as a surprise if all this drama hadn't happened, now they need good PR. So it's sort of like, are they doing this, spoiling it all, bringing it all out in the open because they need that good PR? Or is it because there's another surprise, someone else that we don't know about? Could that be Billy? Who knows? Like, yes, obviously he was dead, but it's the same thing with Stu and Roman. If they can bring back one, why not another? Or Jill, I would love to see Jill come back. She was my other favourite Ghostface. Seeing her with the rest of them would be so amazing. So imagine if they're working together. We've all heard about the cult of Stu, but I don't know. I feel like in this scenario, it would be more like the cult of Roman, because he was seen as being the ringleader that raised up Stu and Billy. They were just teenagers when it all started. He was the one with the plan. Maybe the dynamic has shifted now that Stu is older, he's the ringleader, but still, the whole idea of a cult, some people love it, some people hate it, but I think it would be really interesting and really depressing for Sydney to realise that the reason it feels like there's just so many people after her is because there's this widespread, connected group of people actively trying to destroy her. And to see how they've been maybe pulling the strings from the shadows for the last few movies, that would be really interesting, and I'd like to see that. But the other theory I've seen floating around the internet is one I really hope they don't go with, which is a Wes Craven's New Nightmare approach. So basically that movie, I haven't seen it for a long time, but basically it's the whole Nightmare on Elm Street series, where the villain in that series, Freddy Krueger, enters the real world with the actors behind the movies, the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and starts killing them in the real world. So basically, it would be Scream's approach to that, a super, super meta. Yes, Scream is already meta, but that is just going too much into that. I want it to be more grounded in the reality of the Scream universe with the horror. Yes, The New Nightmare is still a horror movie, but still it just feels way too scary movie type meta almost. I don't know, I haven't actually seen the scary movies for like a crazy amount of time, maybe since they first came out. So I don't really remember those movies, but I know they're obviously like a parody. And that feels like what it is almost. So I really don't want them to take that approach. But anyway, those are a few of the theories I've heard. Obviously, this news is still really fresh, so I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more theories. Let me know yours down below. I'd be really interested to hear what everybody has to say. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.